الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم فأقبل بعضهم على بعض يتساءلون قال قائل منهم إني كان لي قرين يقول أئنك لمن المصدقين أإذا متنا وكنا ترابا وعظاما أئنا لمدينون قال هل أنتم مطلعون فاطلع فرآه في سواء الجحيم قال تالله إن كدت لتردين ولولا نعمة ربي لكنت من المحضرين أفما نحن بميتين إلا موتتنا الأولى وما نحن بمعذبين إن هذا لهو الفوز العظيم لمثل هذا فليعمل العاملون صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Saaffaat. Last time when we in these sessions we talked about how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us the comforts and the luxuries that will start right from the day of judgment for the people of Jannah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that they will be sitting facing each other in gardens full of bliss, eating fruits, reclining on couches, and drinking from a very clean drink that will be presented to them. Then women, very clean, very pure, very chaste, very sincere to them and dedicated to them. فَأَقْبَلَ بَعْضُهُمْ عَلَى بَعْضٍ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. Then they will turn to each other, asking questions to each other. قَالَ قَائِلٌ مِّنْهُمْ. One of them would say, so this is a person of Jannah. Allah is mentioning them. Some ulama have said that this is that same person who is mentioned in Surah Kahf. When we were doing Surah Kahf, we read about the story of two people. One of them had a great beautiful garden and he entered it and he was thankless to Allah, and the other person said that why did you not say Alhamdulillah and say that Allah has blessed me with it, and he said that I don't believe in the hereafter, I don't believe in Allah. So some ulama have said that this is that person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about. Allama Suyuti rahmatullahi alayhi has mentioned that this is probably another person. He has mentioned in detail about that person. Inshallah we'll discuss it. This person would say, Inni kana li qareen. I had a friend. Yaqulu a'innaka laminal musaddiqeen. Who used to say to me, that friend used to say to me, are you one of those who believe? أَإِذَا مِتْنَا وَكُنَّا تُرَابًا وَعِظَامًا أَإِنَّا لَمَدِينُونَ. Is it that when we have died and become dust and bones, is it true that we are going to be recompensed for our deeds? So Allama Suyuti rahmatullahi alayhi has mentioned the story under this ayah that there was this person who had a partner and both of them did some business or some venture and they got 8,000 as a profit, dinar, dirham, whatever, and they divided it 50-50 between them. The first person with his 4,000, for the first 1,000 he bought a land. So the other person, when he got news of this, he said, Ya Allah, I'm making a deal with you. I know that such and such person has bought a land for 1,000 rupees or dollars or dirham or dinar, whatever. I give this in your path and I make a deal with you that you'll give me land in Jannah. I'm purchasing land in Jannah. Then the second 1,000, this person built a home, and this person who believed in the hereafter in Jannah said that, Ya Allah, I am giving 1,000 rupees or dollars or whatever, I'm giving 1,000 dinar in your path, and I'm making a deal with you that you'll provide a home for me in Jannah, build a house for me in Jannah. Then the third 1,000, that person bought, he married, he used it on his marriage, and this person, he said that, Ya Allah, I'm giving these 1,000 and I'm asking you, I'm making a deal with you that you will provide me a woman of my liking in Jannah. And the 4,000, this person provided for himself servants and other things of the house he said, Ya Allah, I'm giving this final 1,000 in your path as well. Provide people and servants for me and things of Jannah for me in my house, in that house in Jannah. Then it so happened that this person who had given all of his money in charity, he got in a place of need, a situation where he needed money. So he thought that maybe I'll go to the first person, and I will ask them, maybe we were partners, maybe he'll show some kindness towards me. And when he went to him, he said that, what happened to the 4,000 that we earned together? And he said that I gave all of it in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he said that you're stupid. Do you believe that once we die and we become dust and bones, will we ever be resurrected essentially, and will be given recompense for what we did? And he said that I don't believe, and I don't believe in Jannah or the hereafter, and you are stupid to have believed in it and wasted your money. So Allama Suyuti rahmatullahi alayhi said that this is that person, that he will be in Jannah and he will think about his friend, that I used to have a friend who did not believe in the hereafter and Jannah and used to say these things. قَالَ هَلْ أَنْتُمْ مُطَّلِعُونَ, he would say to his fellow people in Jannah and say that would you like to have a look at that person in Jahannam? Let's find out together what happened to him. So by the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will make a special provision for them, that he'll be able to look at that person and see how he is in Jahannam. فَاطَّلَعَ فَرَآهُ فِي سَوَاءِ الْجَحِيمِ, he will look and he will see that person in the middle of Jahannam. قَالَ, he would say, تَاللَّهِ, by Allah, in kitta laturdin, you are going to almost ruin me. وَلَوْلَا نِعْمَةُ رَبِّي, if it were not for the favor of my Rabb, my Lord, لَكُنْتُ مِنَ الْمُحْضَرِينَ, I would have been among those produced for punishment. أَفَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَيِّتِينَ. So up to this part, this conversation will take place between the person of Jannah and the person of Hellfire. And the words Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is quoting, these are very important, we should think about those. First thing is that friend of his, that company that he kept in this world, he's saying that you had almost drowned me, you had almost led me to Jahannam. So the ulama have written here that Allah is telling us to be very careful about our company. Our company definitely has its effects. Even if they don't actively teach or try or say something to us, the way they behave, the way they deal with things, it definitely has its effect upon us. We are, if not anything else, they will create doubts in our mind by the way they do things. So therefore we should be very particular about our company and the company of our children and our families. Second thing is that he's saying, وَلَوْلَا نِعْمَةُ رَبِّي لَكُنْتُ مِنَ الْمُحْضَرِينَ, if it were not for the favor of my Allah upon me, I would have been essentially like you. So therefore we should keep on asking Allah for his favor and mercy in terms of guidance as well, that Ya Allah, keep us on a straight path through your mercy, through your grace, keep us fixed on the right path and do not let us go astray. أَفَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَيِّتِينَ, then this person of Jannah, after having got all these pleasures, he would happily, by way of repeating and confirming, he would say, is it that we are never going to die now? إِلَّا مَوْتَتَنَا الْأُولَى وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمُعَذَّبِينَ, except for the death that we have already gone through. Are we not going to be punished? Because he will say that the death that we went through, that did have its pains, its suffering, but are we never going to go through that again? So by way of happiness and excitement, he would utter this. إِنَّ هَذَا لَهُوَ الْفَوْزُ الْعَظِيمُ, Allah is saying this is indeed the great achievement. لِمِثْلِ هَذَا فَلْيَعْمَلِ الْعَامِلُونَ, this is the kind of achievement, this is something for which a worker should work. لِمِثْلِ هَذَا فَلْيَعْمَلِ الْعَامِلُونَ, this is the kind of thing that you should run after. If you want to work, if you are going to work hard, then this is what you should work for, rather than running after the dunya and the things of this dunya. لِمِثْلِ هَذَا, those who work, these are the kinds of things that they should run after. This also tells us that the Jannah itself and the things of Jannah, all the beautiful things that are mentioned here and elsewhere in the Quran, we are required to search for them and we are required to work for them. Those are our goals. Of course, the ultimate goal is the pleasure of Allah and seeing Allah, but when Allah is mentioning those things, and Allah is saying very clearly here as well, and there's other examples, that this is what you should work for, then this means that Jannah itself is also the goal. The things of Jannah are also the goal. So therefore, some people who have a lack of understanding sometimes, they say that we don't care about Jannah, we don't care about the women of Jannah, we don't care about the things of Jannah, the comforts of Jannah. The real goal is only Allah. When Allah Himself is presenting those things as goals, and when Allah Himself is saying that this is what you should go after, you should run after, then those are also the goals. But if someone is really so much in love with Allah that they cannot, it is beyond them, it is impossible for them to think about anything apart from Allah, and that is very rare, then for that person there is an exception, there is an allowance, that when they say such thing, we would not give a fatwa that they are saying something against the Quran, because they are just so helpless because of the love that they have for Allah that they cannot even think about anything else. But those people are very far and few in between, very rare. Otherwise, the general principle is that Jannah, Allah has presented it as something that we should work for. The things of Jannah, Allah has presented it as something that we should work for, so we should work for them. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.